to see the load times.
Kill him real quick, man. D.a.g, dude.
Oh shit, next wave. I just turned around for a split second.
And that's all it takes.
Yeah, I'm glad I turned back around. Why did the hyenas panic when they saw the Oxpecker? They thought it was a literal bird until their armor started migrating off their bodies. D.a.g joke of the day. What's going on, D.a.g? Today I'm showcasing the new burden of Troop SMG Exotic, the Oxpecker. And lucky for you, you're not a tick, so you don't have to worry about the Oxpecker coming for you. Unintended. Let me start off by saying this gun is a damage dealing monster, and it does its job by plucking each armor piece of the enemies it shoots. This gun will decimate all the enemies while you'll stay nice and safe behind your shield. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Die Again Gaming. I'm your host NOX'S, where my favorite thing to do is respawn. Now that I packed all the ticks that I wanted, let's get right into the build. Starting with the specialization, I'm going with the firewall to get access to the striker shield, and your allies will deal 10% more damage to enemies that are within 10 meters of yourself. You get a 20% burn duration. Because we are going to be playing close and personal, if your armor breaks, you do a 5-meter AoE burn. Pecker of the show, MVP of the show, is the new exotic Oxpecker. I'm sporting the damage to target out of cover, and it comes with the talent Symbiosis, which works with your shield. And the cool thing about being at tier 5 momentum and being unstoppable, the 10% health loss won't actually affect your shield. And those are the mods that come standard with the Oxpecker that you cannot change out. For my secondary, I got the KSG shotgun for those quick 1 or 2 pump kills. I'm rocking 10% damage to target out of cover with the talent Brazen, and those are the mods that I have equipped. For the sidearm, it can be whatever you like. I just have the TDI card custom as my filler as always. For my first armor piece, I have the Memento Backpack sporting the 3 armor cores with a 12% critical hit damage armor mod, and it comes with the talent Kill Confirmed, which gives you both a stacking and an activated buff when you pick up Kill Confirms, with the long-term buff going up to 30 stacks. For the chest piece, I have a Sokolov with weapon handling and critical hit damage with a 12% critical hit damage armor mod, and I'm using the talent Obliterate. And for the rest, I have 4 pieces of Hunter's Furies to get that nasty Apex Predator, which gives you a ton of crowd control and amplified damage. And I have all 4 pieces statted the same with critical hit damage, with the exception that the mask has a 12% critical hit damage armor mod. For the first skill, I have the Scanner Pulse, specifically for that overcharged amplified damage, which yourself and your teammates will all benefit against pulse target. And those are the 2 mods that I have for it. For my second skill, I have the Striker Shield, and when you're overcharged, the shield gets some crazy buffs and it becomes invulnerable. And those are the mods that I'm rocking, and this allows for my shield to be invulnerable, and I also get a bunch of extra weapon damage. For the modifiers, I have Tactical Supremacist, and keep in mind when you do become unstoppable, it will turn off. I'm using microwave foils to help me stack my momentum, and I have Reaper Scan to put the blacklisted marks on enemies, which is very important because when you kill a blacklisted enemy, you get a 15-second buff that adds 10% critical hit chance and 10% weapon handling. And finally, I have Critical Momentum, which helps me stack my momentum and keep it topped off. For the stats, I'm sitting at 46% critical hit chance and 141 critical hit damage, but as long as I keep killing blacklisted enemies, I'll be actually at 56% critical hit chance. And I'm getting 200,000 armor on kill, which is nice and keeps me alive. For my attributes, I have 6 reds, 1 blue, and 1 yellow. I mainly use this build to play in groups, and I'm comfortable playing with all these reds, but if you are using this build to play solo, you could put in a couple blues to become a little bit more tanky. While I'm dishing out insane damage, I'm able to keep myself alive with my invulnerable shield and that 20% armor on kill, and I also keep all the enemies locked down and unable to shoot me thanks to the Hunter's Furies, Apex Predators, built-in crowd controls. Plus, I'm going to be setting enemies on fire when I pulse, which is really nice and adds extra crowd control, helping farther order to keep me alive. This build is definitely a monster on missions if you know where all the spawn points are, because I play it super aggressive and I run straight to the spawn points and start killing the enemies. That way I can spread my crowd control and burst them down with the insane Oxpecker DPS. And even on large missions, thanks to rogue momentum and all the bonus movement speed you get, I'm able to close the gap really fast. And if worse comes to worse, I can pull out my shield and it'll absorb all the incoming fire. And because there's no real stacking mechanics on the Oxpecker, I do actually use the shotgun to one-shot reds and purples. I'm able to kill elites in 2 or 3 shots as well. And the cool thing about the Oxpeckers, if you do get in a little pickle and have to sit behind cover or create a little bit more distance, you do have 32 optimum range on this SMG, which is really nice. So your damage won't fall off the mid-range and won't be as drastically lower in long range. When I'm playing this build in the open world, I try to avoid the more spread out control point, because the way the mechanics works for this build, you have to be close and personal, and honestly you can strategically pick the locations you farm, reducing the time you spend running around the map to get into the range of enemies and making the game more enjoyable, because it's a lot more funner when you can instantly clear bombs of enemies versus having to run around to multiple different locations to kill one at a time. Talking about you, hyenas and black tusk, the cockroaches of the game. So that's about the gist of the build for the Oxpecker. Now let's hit up the shooting range, because I know you all love to see those big damage floating numbers. So you can see right now I have 0 momentum, and this is where the pulse comes into clutch, because when I do pulse and I cause the burn status effect, I get a bunch of momentum, and also when I get critical hit chance, I get a bunch of momentum too. You can see my momentum starting to shoot up just from shooting enemies, and then I could pulse again to set more enemies on fire and get more momentum. And also keep in mind, if the enemies are already pulsed and you pulse again, you won't be able to set them on fire. Alrighty, we are at maximum momentum and overcharged now. So what this means is that my shield's invulnerable and my pulse now applies to 15% amplified damage. So let's check out the damage numbers. And you can see the damage going up as I get more stacks of Hunter's Fury. I'm hitting for 685, and when I pulse, it now goes to 787,000. And keep in mind, these are the damage numbers without any momentum stacks, so the damage numbers will only go up higher and higher with the more kill confirms that you pick up. And every time you do pick up a kill confirm, you get that little 10-second passive bonus, adding even more damage. Here's the damage with the shield, 776. And now with the shield and a pulse, we're doing almost 900,000 damage, which is insane. So let's see how fast we take out a named enemy. Got the shield and pulse. So it only took me a half a clip, not bad. So I hope you enjoyed this Oxpecker build. This thing is definitely powerful and fun and fast to play. You're definitely going to have a lot of fun packing armor plates off enemies with this build. If you got a cool Oxpecker build, please do share. I'm definitely interested to see what other combos people are coming out with and what kind of cool builds you're making with the new season Burden of Truth. If you're subscribed, thank you for subscribing. And if you're not yet subscribed, please take a moment to subscribe. That way you can stay up to date to all my upcoming videos. And I want to say thank you to everybody who supports my new small channel. You guys are awesome. And that's all for now, and I'll catch you at the next one. He died? A double tap from a shotty.
This is light work. Come on, spill the tea, yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on, spill the tea, yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on, spill the tea, yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo.
One pump, one body.
Come on, target is nearby. Yeah.
I'll tell you something. Do you know about it? Yeah, Jeffrey. So, do you know that last night
Can I make it before they start shooting me?
All right. Woo. This is
Think so.
light work. Come on. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on. Spill it.
Ah, fuck me.
Woo. This is light
I shot her goddamn rockets on her back
Yeah. Ooh. All right.
as she was dying.
This is light work. Come on. Spill the tea. Yeah.
What? Fuck, stuck in a pussy. Get in there.
Target neutralized. Good work.
Where are they spawning?